Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Nerdy Enforcement, and today we'll be talking about social deduction, the definitive card game! That's right, ladies and gents, today we'll be talking about my specialty card game. So first off, we're going to talk about the basic idea of the game. First off, you have a day and night cycle. Second of all, you have a narrator. And third of all, you have, now this is going to sound absolutely ludicrous, you have an Among Us button. That's right, and today we will be talking about how you can play these roles. Not the individual roles, of course, because 108 might take a bit long and get boring. We'll talk about what the type of roles that you can play at. So first off, we'll start with Town. With Town, they are the uninformed majority. So they're the majority of people, they don't know who they are, and during the night, and during the day, they must discuss who they think the evils and some of the neutrals are. But, enough about that. The very big first part of this is So the very most important thing about Town is they're split up into several different ideas. Being that they have a lot of town, we need to split it up. So we're talking about the one town we're figuring, so we'll split them up. So first off, you have Town Investigators, which is split up into three subclasses. Town Direct Investigators, Town Indirect Investigators, and Town Dead. These three investigative types, they investigate people a little differently. So the investigators directly investigate. So the direct investigators, they point to a target and get their role directly, or they learn people's whether they're evil or not. So that's how they work. Suspicious, not suspicious, suspicious, things like that. So then you have the indirect investigators, which watch people move like this. Then, after watching people move, they can discern the info and figure out who people are. Lastly, you have the Town Deads, which investigate and use dead players. Alright, great. So those are all the Town Investigators. There are 4 Direct Investigators, 3 Indirect Investigators, and 4 Deads. And then now we have the Town Protection Units. These guys protect people via heals, protections, and swaps. Swaps, you move people around so that when target A someone visits target A, they visit target B instead. Heals protects, just protect a target from dying to an attack. And then Protection Unit. There are 6 Town Protection Units. Next up we have Town Killings. There's 3 different types of Town Killings. You have the Guilt, the ones who feel guilt if they make a mistake and kill a town member, like a vigilante. Then you have the Self-Sufficient, like Paranoid and Yellow. And then you have the very powerful Town Killing roles, like Trapper and Yellow Jacket, who don't die to kill. If they kill a town, but they're slower. Next up we have Town Chaotix. These guys can end up harming town more than helping town. And then you have Town Support, which is just civilian-like roles, so roles that don't really do anything. Then you have Town Interrogator. Then, with all that, there are 5 Town Chaotix, 5 Town Supports, 6 Town Killings, and finally, we have Town Interrogators. Those guys are really, really powerful roles from right from the start, usually, and have an ability to reveal themselves and kill people, or just cause mass amounts of chaos for the enemy team. They are high-priority targets for the enemies to kill. Next up, we have the Mafia. Next up, we have the Mafia. These guys are really, really insane. Because the Mafia, you don't understand. So, how do they work? Well, it's simple. During the night, they kill someone, they all consecutively wake up instead of waking up one at a time, and some roles may show other players' roles, and generally, it's just a really powerful class. So, you have Mafia Leaders, Godfather, and Underboss. Then you have Mafia High Class, which they're very potent Mafia roles. Dreadman, Ambusher, and the IRS. Next up you have town deception. Mafia deception. Next up, you have mafia deception. So these guys are just can lead to towners investigators having incorrect results. So you have framer, which can frame targets, grave robber, which can steal dead bodies so that town deads can't investigate them, and then you have disguiser, which can disguise your teammates as another player. Ooh. Then you have mafia support, which is a doctor called the Wall, a peeker, someone who can open their eyes during the night, and a consigliere, an evil investigator. Then you have finally mafia annoying, blackmailer, bagpipes player, and tape dispenser. What do these guys have in common? Well, they all have the ability to be annoying. Like the blackmailer can prevent players from talking, for example. Tape dispenser prevents players from opening their eyes, and so forth. Next up on the informed minority list, we have the mythical creatures. The mythical creatures are split up a little differently than Mafia. See, they don't gain, like the Godfather, if someone Godfather dies, someone else becomes the Godfather. Not mythical land. Oh, no. It's just absolute chaos there. So first off, you have mythical leaders, being the Phoenix and the Ogre. These guys come back from the dead upon dying. But they only can do that if there are other mythicals alive. Next up, we have mythical controllers. There are 5 of them, and they all can control players. So in some way, manipulate everyone. So like, the witch can control players' actions. The cult leader can reverse effects, so like a heal kills someone. The frogletton will lower someone's HP to 1. They cannot be healed, protected, or any of that stuff. And then to top it off, everyone else knows they're a frog. Those are just some examples. Next up, you have mythical killing. The mythical killers are just kind of a slower killing rolls. They can't really directly kill anyone without some sort of condition being fulfilled. Like the Tooth Fairy has to build their weapon with teeth. The dragon can only ambush players. The Bigfoot has to build up their size every night before they can attack, so there's that. And finally, mythical protection units. You have the unicorn, you have the lamina, which can protect and attack, and then you have the pizza thrower, which throws pizza for free. Alright, those are the 2 classes of informed minorities. Next up, we have an uninformed minority. So these guys are called the gods. They're very powerful, very potent roles, but they don't know who they are, and there's not a lot of them, so they can accidentally kill each other. However, they are all part of the god alignment, so they have to figure out who they are and not kill each other. Thankfully, most of them can investigate players, so there's always that bonus. So first off, we have Zeus. Zeus is pretty cool because if he's got 3 abilities, and he can use 2 of them each night. He can attack, swap, and investigate players. Pretty cool. Poseidon. And they're pretty just you can put earthquakes at players' houses. Pretty cool. Anyone who visits will fall in and die. Then you have Achilles and Aether, very potent role. I'm not going to go over it. Then you have some other god protections. So those are the god killings I mentioned before. God protection units that can protect players and sheriff them to see if they're a god or not. Then you have god supportive roles that don't have really investigative abilities, but they do fulfill other roles that would be impossible to claim otherwise. And then you have god daytime, which have effects in the daytime, Themis and Ate. And their abilities are for voting purposes, specifically not guilty or guilty vote. You'll see. Pretty cool. Guilty, not guilty. So they can sway the opinion of everyone. That's right. So even if everyone votes, so this is how Themis works. If everyone votes guilty but him, they'll still be innocent. But everyone will know who Themis is then, so you gotta be very careful with that. And then Ate will, you have to point to a target at night, and then if that target gets up and you vote guilty, they die no matter what the vote is. So that's pretty cool. Now, that's 4 of the factions out of the way. Now, what's the 5th faction? They're pretty insane. These guys have their very own special conditions that cause chaos among everyone. The First off, pirate can play rock, paper, scissors. They are basically invincible, and they're confirmed since day one, and they completely win with anyone they want. So they're pretty chaotic. Then you have the duelist. They can duel, make two people duel, and whoever deals more damage dies. Then you have the pacifist. They prevent players from attacking, who can normally attack, and make them permanently not attack. So they're pretty chaotic there. Then you have neutral benigns. These guys just. Then you have neutral pure. These guys just have to survive. But most of them, either you're invincible and you want to get stronger, or you're not invincible and you need to survive and you have conditions against you. So there's pretty much that. And then you have neutral siders. These guys take sides. They're still neutral. They can still choose. Some of them can change sides, but most of them can't. You have lover. You choose to love, and then if that person dies, you die as well. You have a couple heals. So there's that. You have the guard dog. You can choose a side, but if that person dies, right, that you chose, you don't work with, you can choose someone else, and you can attack people. Then you have the amnesiac and evil amnesiac. Those guys remember dead people. Next up, you have the neutral fakers. These guys pretend to be something they are not. They have their own agenda. That's what makes them special compared to the rest of the neutrals. So the jester wants an apple dealer one to die, just at different parts of the day. The executioner is a target they have to hang. The time manager has a target they have to hang and a target they have to protect. And then the double agent can change someone's alignment. Then you have neutral killings. There are in total 6 of them, so then they're really powerful. The devil himself, for example, is one of them. The devil who gives out contracts, the werewolf, a serial killer, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, an arsonist, and a camel. All really powerful. They have neutral dudes. These guys are much more powerful than a neutral killing, but they can't kill as easily, but they kind of end the game at once. So Moros, well, upon infecting everyone, will just end the game in 2 days if they're not hung up, and all attacks will fail them. And the 7 deadly sins, they gain a sin each night. And then, of course, you have Demeanor and Persephone. And they have this weird gimmick, so I'm not going to go over it, but they're the most powerful neutral dude. And then finally, what might be that's all? No. Oh, that's not all. We have 5 subclasses. That's only 103 rolls. We have 5 subclasses that make up the last number 1. You have a mayor, a vice mayor, the ER, and a no trustee. Those 4 all revolve in the same area as what do? They match mayor election system. Day 1, players can vote for a mayor. Day 2, someone can volunteer to be the mayor's emergency room, and if the mayor gets attacked, the emergency room dies instead. And then day 3, if there's no emergency room, someone can become a vice mayor via the mayor's vote. And then mayor every single day can prevent one player from voting. And then finally, there's the VIP. The VIP cannot... Well, if the VIP dies, the entire faction dies. It's that simple. So yeah, that's it. That's my rule chart. Pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. And that is all for my nerdy enforcement. Thank you all for watching.